By far the most shocking trade in NBA history, but why? Why did the Mavericks trade prime Luka for AD and one pick? Why didn't they ask every team for their best package? Why do it now and not wait for the summer? Tristan Thompson said, Luka getting traded from Dallas has to have a deeper story behind it, and he's right. So the details are the Lakers get Luka, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris, Mavs get AD, Max Christie, the Lakers first, and the Jazz have to be a third team in here to make it work. They get Jalen Hood-Schifino in 2 seconds. Now, before we get to why this happened, Luka is going to pair up with his idol LeBron James in LA. So the Lakers go from plus 5,000 to win the West to plus 950, meaning they jumped over the Mavs, Rockets, Clippers, and Grizzlies, behind now just Denver and OKC. This is an amazing trade for LA, but pretty suspicious. They get a 25-year-old MVP candidate for 32-year-old AD and Max Christie. Don't even have to give up all their first-round picks. Something is going on here. Reports say that LeBron had no idea about this trade. He was out to dinner with his family after beating the Knicks in New York. The Suns and Blazers were playing at the time, and a fan yelled out to Devin Booker, and Book said back, "You mean Luka Garza?" Like, he figured the fan was wrong. Shams had to tweet, "This is 1,000% real," basically saying my account wasn't hacked, because the only other time an MVP type was traded this young was AD in 2019 because he demanded a trade. Multiple reports say Luka did not demand a trade, he wanted to be there. Dude was up for a Supermax extension in Dallas this summer. Did they think he wouldn't sign it so they would trade him now? No. This has never happened before, so why? Well, ESPN says that the Mavs GM Nico Harrison picked up the phone and he called the Lakers' Rob Pelinka. They knew each other for years through Kobe. Nico could trust Pelinka to keep this quiet. The Mavericks were motivated to move Doncic because of his constant conditioning concerns. There had been significant frustration about Luka's lack of discipline regarding his diet and conditioning, which team sources considered a major factor in his injury issues. We all know that Luka looks fat and out of shape. Bad defense, complaints to refs. Remember when they clinched the NBA Finals last year? Luka was celebrating with a beer and Nico Harrison swiped it? Look at Luka's face. We all thought it was hilarious. Yeah, not Dallas. Or when Brian Windhorst went off on Luka when they go down 3-0 in the finals.
His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. His performance in this game is unacceptable, and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win. He's got to get over this. And the fact that he came out after the game and blamed the officials showed me he's nowhere close yet.
Oh, fans ripped Windy for saying that, but you know who didn't? The Dallas Mavericks. They also think that his conditioning creates the injuries. Just look at Luka as a rookie. He looked like this. Listed weight 230, but this year he looks like this. This is a photo of Luka as of this week, okay? His weight, according to ESPN, is around 270, a 40-pound difference, and it ain't muscle. Dude has played just 22 games this year because he got a calf strain. And ESPN says when that happened near Christmas, the Mavs' reaction wasn't, "Oh man, what bad luck." Their reaction was, "This is your fault. You wouldn't be injured if you were in shape." So the Mavericks are doing something that we've never seen. They're basically saying, we don't want to be the Pelicans with Zion. We don't want to be the Clippers with Kawhi. We don't want to be held hostage for years by a flaky superstar. We would rather take our chances and trade him. Normally, teams are too scared to do a deal like this, and they just spend year after miserable year with their star in and out of the lineup, moody as hell. I will bet that despite all their success recently, the last few years have been a nightmare for people who work in the team. Their lives were miserable, and they were like, F this, let's just move on. They are now betting that Luka will not be the next great player, that he won't win MVPs, he won't win championships. Instead, they're betting he is the next Zion. And this is why they did this trade. But it still doesn't explain why Anthony Davis, who is 32 years old and injury prone, they could have gotten more, right? I mean, Zach Lowe says a GM immediately texted him, "What a terrible deal." You would think that the Mavericks could have gotten like 10 first-round picks. They could have gotten almost any superstar in the NBA, right? Except for like Victor Wembanyama, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic. That's about it. I think the Warriors would have even thought about trading Steph Curry for Luka. Not saying that they would have done it for sentimental reasons, but I think that they would consider it. So why didn't they wait for this summer and just open up trade talks, get the best package? Because they want to win now. The Mavericks don't want like 10 first-round picks because they want to compete this year. And if they waited for the summer, it would have killed a playoff run this year. I think that Nico Harrison thought, look, if we open this up, we'll have our pick of almost any superstar except for those guys that I said. And Nico Harrison must have thought, but the guy we want more than anyone is Anthony Davis. So let's just make it happen right now. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do or that's the best player for them. I'm just saying that's what their mindset was. So why wait? Nico told ESPN, I believe that defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. AD and Max Christie, by the way, because Christie has become a legit 3-and-D player. So they can now play a true center next to AD. They have both Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively when he gets healthy again. Kyrie is going to run the point with Spencer Dinwiddie as his backup, with shooters. But unless they win a championship this year, it is an all-time stupid move. Okay, Luka might be a headache, but his career scoring averages. Number 3 in NBA history, it goes Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and then Luka. Only guys to average 25, 7 boards, and 7 assists for a career, Oscar Robertson, LeBron, and Luka. Okay, dude is clearly one of the best talents we have ever seen. And to trade a guy like that at 25 years old would be worse than the Clippers dealing SGA. Like when Charlotte traded Kobe for Vlade on draft night. Worse than OKC dealing James Harden to Houston. This guy must be such a pain in the butt for the Mavericks to be like, you know what? Let's just get him out of here, okay? That is how annoying it must be to have Luka in your life. But it's also a huge slap in the face to Luka, right? To be the first player ever dealt like this. And he's gonna lose out on $116 million by not being able to sign that Supermax in Dallas. He can make that money up later in his career, but still. So is that enough to get Luka to change? Will maybe being on the same team as his idol, LeBron, who has the most elite discipline ever, be a wake-up call for him? I'm actually kind of surprised that LA has better odds than the Mavericks right now because A, Luka is injured, and B, Dallas, it's true, is a more balanced roster right now, okay? AD and Kyrie are a natural fit. Luka and LeBron do similar things. Now their center is Christian Wood, okay? And what do they do with Austin Reeves? Do the Lakers really need a third one-way player to handle the ball? No. It makes sense now to trade Austin with that last draft pick to get a big man, but would it be even smarter to hold on to those assets to build for the future around Luka? Because now they've got like a 10-year window after LeBron. Maybe LA doesn't want to go all in for this season. Honestly, this is the most shocking trade of all time. We are going to learn a lot more about why it happened. But if the new details aren't that, yeah, Luka did demand a trade, or Luka's got some horrible injury that none of us know about, then the only reason is Dallas thinks he's the next Zion Williamson. So if you want more current NBA, this is why LaMelo wasn't an all-star this year. But if you want an NBA mystery, the entire league wanted this dude to sign, then he just disappeared to Europe for no reason. Well, actually, we just found out the true reason why years later.